Assalamu alaikum everyone. So by the time you are watching this video, that means the assignment 4 has been released, and as you can see, mashallah, the deadline is very generous. Today is 17. You have like 13 days to submit this assignment. So please take advantage of this time and try to submit it. Also, the assignment is very easy. I have tried to give you as much as the and as many code as possible. That's the baseline basically. So your tasks are very limited, and there are tasks that you can actually finish them in a very short time. Okay, so what are you required to do here in this assignment? First of all, this assignment is similar to what you have been doing in lab 8. In lab 8 we did web APIs. So in this assignment, you will utilize Next.js to build what? The web API for the recipe application that you have created. So in the previous assignment, you have created a recipe application that works using the local storage and a single fetch. So today, what you're gonna do is that you're going to replace that application, okay, and make it use your own APIs, okay? And I will explain actually more when I open the code. So the first step is to create what you need to go and create the API routes, okay? And before you create the API routes, you need to create actually the repo, the recipe repo, okay? Which allows you to read, to get recipes, get recipe by ID, add, and so on from the JSON file that is also given to you called recipes.json. Okay, so where are you going to code this? In here, in the app, you will have API. So here is where you're going to code the routes. Okay, so you're going to create the routes. And before creating the routes, you need to code what? The repository that you're going to use inside this routes. Next, you should implement all of this 5 routes. Okay, these 5 routes here, they are given to you how they should look like. Okay, and you should figure out how to implement them. Okay, now the first route, for example, if the user does not pass the region, then you return for them all of the recipes. But if they pass the region, for example, you just filter out the ones that match this region and return back for them. Once you finish all the routes, what are you going to do? You're going to use Postman to test your routes, take screenshots and put them your in your document, okay, which is the testing sheet. Now next is connecting the routes that you have created with the application that you implemented last week, which is assignment number 3. So usually what we do is that we copy that assignment and we paste it where? In the public folder, right? So you paste it in the public folder, okay? Currently it's already pasted for you. And then you test the application, okay? So if I go to the application now, it is running. I can see index/index.html. But the only problem with this application is that it's only working with local storage. So you need to replace, you need to go to JS services, and then this methods, okay, these functions, you need to replace them with a call to your web service, the web service that you have created. So in this case, what does it mean? The base URL need to change to your own route, okay, which allows you to get recipe, add recipe, update recipe, and delete recipe. So this method is now will map to your own APIs. So that's exactly what is required from you for you to implement in this assignment. It's a very straightforward assignment. It's very similar to what we have done in lab 8. So start with the API, create the repository. Next, create the routes, test them with Postman. Finally, go to this only single file. You don't have to touch any of the other files, only this file, and make sure that, for example, when somebody calls get recipes, you are returning recipes from your API. And when somebody, for example, calls get a recipe with ID, then you call the route that matches this, okay, to get a single recipe. That's the assignment. I have already given you the entire project, okay. The startup code is already given to you. So I have created the Next.js application completely. I've given you 100% working assignment number 3, okay. But the only thing is that it's working with uh, it's working with local storage. Okay, so your task is now to replace them with your own. So please read this, the document. I have put as much detail as possible. Read the document and try to solve this assignment. I wish you happy holidays, and if you have any questions, please write them to me on Teams, and inshallah I will try to respond to you as soon as I can. Okay, uh, that's it. Okay, and good luck inshallah, and Eid Mubarak to you all. Assalamu alaikum.